Welcome to the Dolphins Dive Bar, the non-premier one-stop shop for Miami Dolphins reviews and news and things of that nature. So, it as you can see behind me, the flag is upside down. Oh, I'm toning two times, by the way, aka Chicky, aka Sad Boy, because the flag's upside down. Because our beloved Miami Dolphins, they finish out the season, the regular season. It's over. Miami loses in New Jersey to the stinking Jets, 20-32. Miami falls to 8-9 on the season. It's a losing season, first one in a few years, but hey, still a losing season. Miami will pick 13th in the draft this year, and yeah, Father Time, Aaron Rodgers. He looked like the Aaron Rodgers of old. The dude was just sick today. A-Rod was 23 for 36, 274, 4 touchdowns. Just burnt us. A defense that puts a lot of stock in the fact that it doesn't give up big plays. Gave up a few big plays today. Jalen Ramsey looked good on some plays. Some plays like the play when he just crushed, I think, Devontae Adams in the backfield. And then some plays he gets burnt. And that kid Lazard, shook him out of his boots on one of them. So, yeah, getting into it. We just got a glass of the red, of the vino. I'm just talking about these Dolphins, man. No Tua. QB1 was out again. So he misses the last 2 games of the season for a total of 6 games that he did not play. And even in the games that he did play, the 11, he went 6-5. So, the Dolphins were terribly mediocre to bad when Tua wasn't playing, and they were pretty mediocre to bad when he did play, right? Barely over 500. See, Miami, no Tua, no Lamb. Teron Armstead did start, and Patrick Paul started in Lamb's spot. Teron, he did give it a go with that knee and shoulder and everything that he was messed up with. He played. Jalen Waddle came back, which was nice to see. He was. I guess they tried to get him involved. He went 4 for 44. Wound up catching a pass for 23 yards. That was his longest. But other than that, offense just looked like crap, bro. Like, that offense was bad. Starting early. Snoop Huntley he left his accuracy in Cleveland. Like, everything that he did good last week, he could just not accomplish today. Like, all of his throws would just seem, especially in the beginning of the game, all of his throws were just errant. It was just either too high, too low, throwing it out of bounds on a guy, not hitting him in space or throwing him open, trying to scramble but getting sacked. There was a time in the first, it was like just back to back to back turnovers. Interception, fumble, interception. He had 4 fumbles today. 4 fumbles and 2 picks, bro. But what am I supposed to do? I can't fault the guy. The Jets have, a fairly legitimate defense. They've been a good defense off year, but they still got a lot of those playmakers on there doing it. And you have a backup quarterback, a guy that was on a practice squad. Like, he's not even, backup. Like, at his points of the season, he wasn't even good enough to be a backup on somebody's main roster. So it's like, do I fault that guy? Nah, man, I don't. I can't. The person I fault is the guy that was just having a tough time staying healthy this season. If it's not his head, it's his hip. And, in the biggest game of the season, you want your big-time player there. Unfortunately, he's unable to compete, He's getting paid, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be in his pockets, but, like, tens of millions of dollars to sit there and look cool with his sunglasses on the sideline and his big-ass jacket, right? One of the bright spots for the offense today was Devon Achane. The dude, he ran. He finished 11 for a buck 21. 11 carries, buck 21 with a touchdown. Long is 61, right? And like on Miami's second drive, he busts out for a 20-yard run. And then the drive later, he busts out for a run. And like the thing that got me about those runs that like I could not believe was like, whenever a freaking Dolphin player makes a big play, makes a big run, especially the running backs, you're looking for that flag. Like, oh my God, he just got more than 10, 15 yards. Like, he just ran 20 yards. Where's the flag? Holy crap, he just ran for 61 yards? Where's the flag? I know it's out there. No flag today. Like, they were a little stupid. They did commit some penalties, sure, but, fortunately, the penalties that they didn't cost, they didn't cost us. They didn't take back and negate huge plays. So I guess I can be thankful for that. Other plays they were able to get off, Jonnu Smith. I mean, congratulations to you. Like, today was like a day about records, right? Jonnu Smith gets 9 catches, 56 yards. He does have a fumble, unfortunately. That, was costly in the first half. But he did get a touchdown catch as well. And that catch gives him his 8th touchdown on the season. So he'll finish the season with 8 touchdowns. So now he is the sole owner. He is in sole possession of the Miami Dolphins touchdown catches by a tight end. So, a salute to you, Jonnu. And, hopefully next year there's many more of those. Hopefully next year he can eclipse the record that he just set. We'll see. Malik Washington, I mean, he had a decent showing, 4 catches for 48. Tyreek Hill, bro. I mean, in the post game, like basically he's trying to pull a Jimmy Butler on us. Like he's basically putting the seeds in the ground of saying like, bro, I want out of here because like this is just not gonna cut it. Like this is not cutting it for my career. And he had a very pedestrian. Like I hate that word pedestrian. Stop saying that stupid word. He had a shitty day. He had 2 catches for 20 yards. And he says he's a competitor. He wants to be more than just out there, and I get it. It's McGenius, McShit with his inability to fucking call plays where the guy gets open. I mean, yeah, they're playing everybody too high. They're double covering. It's don't hit him in the screen. But find a way for him to get open, like quick slants, drags. I mean, you don't have to do deep drags. You can do short drags. Just get the ball in his hands, right? And like they just didn't do nothing like that. McDaniel designs pretty cool plays, but he calls bad plays. He still doesn't know how to, he's still calling the fade, trying to throw to Tyreek in the end zone. When he's one-on-one with somebody on the outside, like in the red zone, right? He still doesn't know how to challenge. I mean, it was a clear as day catch, and it cost Miami a challenge in the second half, right? Defense, I mean, you start the game out great. First pass of the game, Aaron Rodgers puts it in Devontae Adams' chest. Ball bounces up. Dodson gets the pick. You get the ball at the 15-yard line. Can't do dick with it. Wind up kicking a field goal, so you get a 3-0 lead. And then you get the next drive, the big play, 20-yard run. Snoop Huntley fumbles it. Jets recover it. And you get the ball back. Achane gets 63-yard run. Play breaks down the red zone. Got to kick another field goal. Jalen Wright, we get a Jalen Wright sighting finally after like 2-3 games that he seems to have done nothing. First time you give him the ball, it's a pitch. It's a loss of 9. And then he gets the ball later, like a loss of 5, loss of 6. I mean, Jalen Wright, he had like 1 or 2 positive carries today. Finishes the game 6 carries for -4 yards, bro. He's a good player. You're not putting him in a position to succeed, to maximize the yards. It was nice to see Jalen Waddle back. He gets a drive where he gets this maybe his first or second catch of the game. Gets like a nice 23-yard gain on the catch, right? And then a couple plays later, Miami's trying to throw the ball, gets picked off. Snoop gets picked. And then the Jets are able to take it and go down the field, get a touchdown plus a 2-point conversion, right? Good Malik Washington gets a nice kick return, big yards, and then Snoop throws an interception. So it was like 3 straight drives Miami had a turnover. Next drive, that's the Jonnu fumble. There was a nice play, though. There was a 4th down play that the Jets were going for, and Sealer and Agba just clamp on the quarterback, just get to him. I mean, Calais Campbell had some nice pressures today. I felt bad, so bad for CC late. Listen, let this be a warning. Let this be a reminder. Let this be an omen. Let this be a sign to all veteran players out there, bro. If you're a vet and you think you might be chasing a ring, you want to go to a team that you think is going to contend for a ring, do not go to the Dolphins, bro. They will just waste your talent, waste your time, waste a year of your career, possibly the last year or so of your career, and get you absolutely nothing in the process. We were talking about records though earlier. John got the record, but the real man of the hour, Aaron Rodgers, right? Dude, he's setting 4 touchdown passes, so he surpasses the 500 touchdown mark. But yeah, I mean, he's finding Adams, he's finding Lazard, he's moving. He had a freaking play that it looked like he was gonna scramble and get the first down. It was like end goal situation, or they could have got. I'm sorry, it was near the goal line, but like they were still able to get a first down. So he looked like he was gonna take off, maybe get that first down, maybe sneak into the end zone. But like right before he gets to the line of scrimmage, he just sees the open dude, boop, right in the back of the end zone. I think it might have been the Conklin. I don't remember, but he the 2 games that he played against Miami, I mean, he did excellent. Like he had 6 touchdowns and like over 500 yards passing in the 2 games. Yeah, they split the series with us. If Tua was playing, it would have been more of a shootout like it was in the first go around. But like Miami could not go tit for tat with them today. Not with the limited play calling and the limited ability of Huntley today. I mean, it was cold, so it was another narrative that Tua couldn't snap. It was like in the 30s when the game started. The guys were cold. Some of them were making business decisions. I mean, Tyreek Hill, like he made the ultimate business decision. He looked up at the clock and he realized that, oh shit, in Kansas City, they're not even doing nothing. Like they're getting waxed by Denver. Like I'm done, bro. Like there's nothing to play for, and he pulled himself out. Possibly quit on his team. Um, that's the only unless there's like an injury that we don't know about that he's letting on. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it no more, so he didn't do it. He didn't finish it out for his boys. But the team, they put up a fight. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there was a time in the fourth quarter where it was 20-25. So they looked like they could have had a chance. Defense was still playing hard. Offense was trying, but I mean, it's just so hard to overcome all those turnovers. Even though like the Jets, like that offense isn't that good, but you could still see like they got playmakers. They got guys that can do things with the ball. When you got a semi-clean pocket and you give Rodgers time, I mean, he can still carve a team up, right? And it clearly happened today. So what's next for Miami? I mean, next is the offseason. Next is the offseason and the draft. This team's going to have some major turnover. They're not going to be in super cap hell probably until like next, like not the coming 2025 season, but maybe like the 2026 season, where they might be might be a little rougher for them on the cap. But I mean, they're going to shed some cap for sure. I'm going to do a show on it later, talking about like guys that they could potentially lose, that they will lose. Like I think that Chubb is gonna be gone. Probably CC, Teron Armstead. So some of this money is gonna come off the books. Possibly trade Hill, but you're gonna have to find someone that's gonna eat that salary because I mean you just paid the guy. You just gave the guy buku bucks. And he wants out. Maybe it's just talking out of his ass. Maybe it's just because he's angry. It's that taste of defeat that he doesn't like. It's the first time in his career he doesn't make the playoffs. So maybe he's not reacting properly. He's just angry. Give him time to cool down, chill out, enjoy the off season. Realize that like the private school that I go to is great. I love living in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, wherever the hell he lives. Yeah, I like living here. My kids love it here. I don't want to go nowhere else. Maybe I might finish my career here or, just play another year or two here. So who knows? But if they get him off the books, they can find somebody that takes that. Then maybe that can be a little cap relief. But other than that, I mean, Javon Holland could be walking. even though he's cheap, but I don't know about the bloated contracts of people leaving. So it's gonna be it's gonna be high turnover like it always is in the NFL. We're gonna have a new crop of guys that we can hope that are gonna develop nicely. Stephen Ross already put it out there like McDaniel and Chris Greer are coming back. He believes in cohesion and longevity and whatever the fuck. So those guys will be back. There's going to be no wholesale changes. They're going to run it back one more time. And they're going to, I know in this offseason they're going to try like hell to get to an offensive line because Chris Greer can't laugh about it no more because it's a fucking stark reality that they could not run and their quarterback had to get the ball out of his hands in less than 2 seconds because if he didn't, he was going to get hit in the mouth, and he was going to get hit in the head. And your quarterback can't take many hits because, as you see, either if he gets hit in the head or gets hit in the hip, the guy is going to get hurt. So it's like the three H's: head, hip, hurt for Tua. Holy Trinity of a franchise quarterback. So they're gonna need to shore up the line because you got Tehran leaving. You're gonna have to get some fucking big boys, bro. Like I want they need to draft from like Indiana, like any of those Midwest corn-fed like dudes, just Indiana, Michigan guys, freaking Nebraska, just big bastards. Get them up there. And, because you got to shore up that run game and you got to help with that pass game. You're going to need a big body receiver, somebody that can replace Tyreek. Waddle's got the speed. He's a speed demon. They got other fast guys, but you're going to have to mix it up. You're going to need a mix of speed and size because they figured out his playbook. Like, they figured out McDaniel. So he's going to have to show something in year 4 that he hasn't shown yet. But we'll get to all that at another time. Today was just about Aaron Rodgers not breaking a record, but Aaron Rodgers reaching a huge career milestone and possibly his last game for the Jets, possibly the last game of his career. And so it's like, honestly, if I'm him, I'm retiring, bro. Because like literally, the last pass you threw in the NFL is a touchdown. I think it was to Brees Hall. So why not just end on the ultimate high note, right? So once again, I'm going to finish this drink. I'm going to chug it down. I'm going to finish this video. But Miami loses. Our season is over. Can't even be mad at Kansas City, expecting them to go in there and do our work for us. Because we didn't even hold up our end of the bargain. It's not like we waxed the Jets and then, KC loses and we're like, oh, man, we missed the playoffs because, that team lost. Nah, man. Like, they got, Kansas City got waxed. Denver earned it. We didn't. We gave away too many games, losing to the Colts, losing to the Cardinals. So, losing that late one to the Bills. So, yeah, the chips fall where they do because that's what we get and that's what we deserve. So, we'll finish the season. We do finish the season at 8-9. Do miss the playoffs. We will be the 13th pick in the draft, and Chris Greer will be making that draft decision. So there's no Black Monday or whatever for coaches and GMs. There's no Mayo situation. It is what it is. We're going to run it back next year, and we'll talk all about it another time. But until then, this has been the Dolphins Dive Bar.